Yo, sikasem ɛne ɛde brɛ no. Ɛnɛ te sɛ deɛ meka no, the topic no, ɛyɛ um, hey, let me see. Okay. Hey, eba. I'm say still na. Kasi me ba o?
Okay.
Yo, ɛnɛ topic no ɛyɛ investing in financial knowledge. Investing in financial knowledge ɛna ɛnɛ ɛbɛka ho asɛm. Na sɛnea mmerɛ bi esi yɛ no sɛ yɛne yɛn nua wɔ ha deɛ a na yɛayɛ nim sɛneɛ ɛyɛ ɛteɛ. Ɛwɔ sɛ yɛma no ma yɛn ayi kakra na yɛde gyingya yɛ spirit. Kakra a yɛhu ne sɛ wonim wo ho a ɛyɛ na wo financial knowledge koraa no ɛyɛ weak. Na wei so deɛ nyame adom yɛnua ɔyɛ a wotumi gyingya yɛ kakra, wotumi ma yɛahu sɛ yɛ financial knowledge no ɛyɛ biribi a yɛbɛtumi de atoto yie. Ɛti Kwasi, ɛnɛ wɔ biribi kakra ma yɛwɔ ɛfa yɛ history ho anaa
History.
a ɛbɛtumi aboa yɛn ama yɛde agyingya yɛn ho kakra.
Yeah. Okay, yo, Fabefi, medical chair, I'm so near Queen and the chair for you and your for. And then today in African history, and then about West Africa. Team and African history, na share the northern part, and I said the northeast part, no, but and then about Yankasa in West Africa, no. BGD say, Obi a ɔhwɛ yɛn no, sɛ onyi wɔ Ghana, ɔte edin bi a na ɔmo frɛ no Marie Jata. Yeah, ɔte edin bi a na yɛfrɛ no Marie Jata, and most of the time, we associated that person so evil. And nti ebi wɔ hɔ koraa, ɛsum bi wɔ hɔ a ɔmo sɛ they are casting out Marie Jata sunsum bi a ɛwɔ wɔn mu, anaasɛ biribi bɔne koraa to bi a we oftentimes attribute it to say bi a Marie Jata. And I believe in the olden days, no cra no. Omudi a movie. Ghana or movie be a set title on the day Marijata. I think say Diablo. Yeah. Now, Sani Panom friend Marijata is somebody who came from the Mali Empire. Or no yawo no no. Yawo no no. Na onante. I mean he wasn't able to move. Nti Odawa to about 87 and sana Otimia Anante. But then I said kɔmfo anɔkye yɛwo no no obi di kan ɛka ho asɛm bi sɛ ɔbɛyɛ nipa kɛse, so it was the same thing with him. um odi 7 years no ana ɔno ankasa ɔmo hu ya no sɛ wasɔre a ɔyɛ dɛn ɔnante. So they at that time they saw it to be an abomination. It was something that intense. Nti
Mhm,
ɛma ne maame koraa de ne yɛ dɛn edwane yɛ, but his father was a king at that time. His father was a king at that time in one of the small kingdoms. Emeritimi nhyɛ da nkɔ ɛhɔ ne bebree. But what happened was that there was one man called Sumanguru. Yatini Dinda. Obia history
Smanguru
kramati.
Kante.
Yes, Sumanguru Kante. Ɔno ekun saa aberanteɛ ne papa. Aberanteɛ ka na asɛm yi yɛ Sundiata Keita.
Mhm.
Ɔno na one of the nicknames ne Marie Jata no. Sundiata Keita. Ɔne Marie Jata. So what he did was that he fought against Sumanguru na okun ne papa no. To di ne so nkunim no, ana ɔyɛɛ dɛn, ɔbɛfɔm Mali Kingdom. Ɔbɛfɔm Mali Empire no, rather, not kingdom, Mali Empire no. So after that, then he adapted the name Mansa. So language Mansa ne part is a king. And in Tina you to say Mansa Musa. A lot of people actually think Mansa Musa ne found there. No, Mansa Musa na nkrofa ba wa n'anim dada. Soon the Keita founded the kingdom. Edidimona Mansa Musa so yeah then. But he was very powerful. But the story no, Kwesi Koko say ɛsom no ɛba a woanhwee na sɛ woansua adeɛ yi a ɛsom no ebu nkamfa wo so. It takes control over you. So what happened was that they coined this name Marie Jata no as if say oh yeah evil spirit be no, he was actually a good person. And then what happened was that Sam Marijata story, no, and Sundiata Keita story, no, that actually influenced Lion King. It influenced Lion King movie now, Disney, he has made a lot of millions. He has made a lot of millions. So imagine, say, yes, yeah, fast, our story, the project here, we would have generated a lot of revenue. But then they twisted it to us. They've made money out of it, but our people continue to see our own. We've been educated against our own selves to see marriage as an say be obi anoye sunsum
Evil.
boni bi anase
Mm-hmm.
nipa boni ba. If you go into the history, it wasn't that at all. No, no, he fought against Sumanguru no Kuni Papano. And then Disney, they took inspiration from this to actually do Lion King. And it is our story. That story originated from West Africa, specifically the Mali Empire.
Yo, that's very great. Prince, welcome. Ra, good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning. The infant are free. Good tea free, Ra. Me who be a tea free. Yo,
Omo London.
nasa land cry any morning. Okay. Yeah, kakra. Ana almost 5 year, 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yo, in I yo, to say the na yɛka no, we are at the end no, obesa aka nipa bebree say enya enjoying a man for joining a or say more almost the history no because say we've come to realize without history no, we are nothing. Ye nim de ekoso or see hu. Your prince prince free almost free UK ampa. Yo. And then a topic note at nation investing in knowledge. And I say investing in financial knowledge, specifically investing in financial knowledge. Yeah, na bɛka kakra nsa ne start abobɔ points ne so.
Fantastic. Of a fee, Mijidi say a program ya DBI a Casicasem, ya Casicasem, Tutu Sika ye, one who Sikasem ya, that children sa ebe Gucci. Nitia wa munyana say, Nina ye addition, near my air canina, no say, one ya emra ma home set, Obisia dia, Ohube, the Ohubachiro Kakra, and addition idea, ye promote to say, Nyamre ma ho. Na pɛ sikasɛm ho na ɛnim deɛ de bi yɛkyerɛ sɛnea ɛbɛnya sika yɛsei fa sika wei to a yɛsei put 10% of it into this but ɛnɛ no neɛ ɛpɛ sɛ yɛma yɛn adwene ba yɛn ho so ne sɛ let's also look at the knowledge about finance whether sɛ wo read book bi o whether sɛ wohwɛ video just be intentional about it and then commit to learning every day about finance in general.
Yes. Yɛnim sɛ yɛmu bebree wɔ hɔnom going back background no yɛnim sɛ sika yɛ te sɛ deɛ yɛka no obi na de ma sɛ woanyɛ den a wonya bi yɛkeka nsɛ bebree fa sika ho ɛnti ama yɛa ne yɛ sikasɛm no asɛ yɛtwɛn biribi bi saa de no a yɛakeka fa ho no agye sɛ saa de no happen ansa na yɛayɛyi nti yɛmu bebree watumi sɛ ɛkyɛ paa ansa na yɛ sikasɛm atotɔ yie ɛna sɛ wonnim nimdeɛ fa sika ho a de biara no saa nneɛma na wodwen ho nti ne ɛwɔ rich people's mindset and poor people's mindset na in between koraa so mindset hɔ nom wo sɛ de biara me nua kwabena yɛ ɔtaa ka sɛ wohwɛ ebi mu wɔ hɔnom a ɔmo adwene nyinaa ne sɛ yɛdie no yɛ biribi asɛ yɛsunsum ɛdeɛn sɛ yɛ saa na ɛde bi ɛdwen nyɛ ɔmo so ɔmo dwen saa so koraa no a ofii sɛ gye sɛ obi aba abɛboa no by yɛyɛ ha deɛ de biara a yɛkyerɛ ne sɛ ɛntwɛn obi sɛ gye sɛ obi aba abɛboa ɛntwɛn wosɛ obi wagye sɛ ɔkɔgye sticker bi firi baabi bi na ɔde abɛtaa ne kaa ho ɔde abɛtaa saa nneɛma no nyinaa no wowɔ saa adwene no a na ɛsɛ asɛ osikasɛm adwene no ɛwɔ fam kakra na ebi mu wɔ so a wotumi sɛ asɛ ofii sɛ gye sɛ wakɔ sukuu nko ansa na watumi ayɛ yie ɛno mostly anaasɛ ɔmo medal no gye sɛ wakɔ sukuu nti wɔbu wɔ koraa no a ɛne ayɛ amena ka hɔ ɛyɛ ade a saa ne yɛayɛ yɛ ho nti na sɛ wankɔ sukuu kuro fii sɛ ɔno deɛ ɔntumi nyɛ yie yɛn nyinaa no so yɛhu sɛ ɛnyɛ nokorɛ because sɛ saa na ɛkyɛ deɛ anka obi a wakɔ sukuu biara no nka ɔso ayɛ yie yɛ a woka no sɛ wowɔ principle bi a woka fa saa de no sɛ if it's true a deɛ ka
First principles.
Yes. Yeah, I love that way, By a share, Sika no bi atimi nya bi. Rich people nya bi. At the same time, so no, a friend, sorry, Mr. Rich people, omo mako school nya bi, omo anko school nya bi, omo mako kakra nya bi, omo anko bi kura so, obi atimi nya bi. Ni na ye onim dia wo fa sika ho. It said ye na kwasi ka no. De bia ye kyerɛ sɛ ne fa 22 afa we 2 ene de pɛ sɛ yɛtimo bi ate asese ye bi bi m sɛ o sɛ sika sɛm no sɛ o sɛ nya knowledge, financial knowledge o sika no ene ne pɛ sɛ you go through down ni na ye hu sɛ ni sɛ yɛtwe obi na the last one akora yɛ sɛ if he said deɛ o sɛ yɛtu kwan ye bibre yɛ antenya saa nneɛma no ase enti no yɛ change yɛ location ba sikagya no ɛnyɛ location wo change na sɛ adwene no sɛ ne sitie mansen sɛ ne sitie no saa na ɛbɛyɛ wo enti ne yɛmie bie mu kakra enti yɛwɔ nneɛma kakra a wɔsi yɛma yɛhu so. The first one yɛbɛka ho asɛm, understanding how money works is the foundation of financial success. Learn about budgeting, saving, and debt management. Especially the debt management, ni say ɛyɛ bibi a yɛ kurom fo ne ayɛ nte ase nti bɛtɔ baabi saa na debt yɛ kakra bo sɛ bu afa so. But they also yɛte aseɛ ne sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛte sika ase. Na sika koraa no sɛn ne teɛ, ɛwɔ sɛ yɛte aseɛ sika sɛn ne teɛ te sɛ deɛ ne yɛka no. Wo level of sika wanya your understanding ɛfɛ sika ho. So obi wɔ sɛ yɛde sɔne ato ne nsam. Wabɛtena America, wabɛtena UK. Wayɛ adwuma yɛ adwuma. Nana do so ɔhwɛ from Dansuma. Nana, thanks for joining. Wayɛ adwuma for so long. Ɛnyɛ no kwa ote Ghana kora ɔyɛ just wayɛ adwuma for so long. Onhu ade korɔ na de bia no obehu na sika no. Me de me saa nkrɔfo ne adwuma all the time. Me coaching nkrɔfo fa sikasɛm ho try sɛ ɛbɛyɛ yi. Obi timi ene odi nkɔmmɔ ne ebisan sɛ akwasi sɛ na wo make a month kora na nipa no onim. Wo de sɛ na wo make kora sometimes bi wo mutimi have an idea. But sɛ na spend a month onim how much I will spend a month. Now onim how much you spend a month no. Now onim how much it comes in no. Ebe de wo sikasɛm atoto yi. You won't have control. You see, you cannot manage what you don't control. You have to be in control. And all start from the foundation. Sena sikasem etie. Ewo. Sena woti sikasem asefa. Etinye obi na bi ato yensem na se sonye ne da yensem na eko. Na mum the way I treat se sika na kakra na ebeto yensem no. Ene man yesa. Nti wo se yete budget na se. You see, wabetena UK for so many years. You have to say 10 years crown what's in UK. Every year you've been averaging. You have to say for the past 10 years crown we started free. Uber for started free. So now make it £20,000 a year. Now I call all the way up to for 10 years now. Would be 50,000 a year. Into on average, you have to say 30-35. Would you have to say 30,000 a year for 10 years? It's £300,000. Say now what that. Say na wo da ho because won ti sika asinti ni sika bia beba bia na de atwa nu thinking say bibi kese bi beba ba so hwem wiase pa na sika yenya ye de adwuma ye income ba ye ho bibi foforo bia mfi ba bi ma wo. It is one try no one manage say sika ni ye a wo sika sem entoto ye da. That is where budget comes in. You see emre bi atwam Yesu Kristo kan wo say why na wo kosi dan a on check it and that's on your analysis the cost of the price no di me car no akwakosi esa be duru baby kura na ni pay den esro the same life in sanity. You need a blueprint and that is the budget. You have to make sure say your blueprint in a budget. Me know to say the make no me know because so they say I can tell you exactly any exact amount but I can tell you how much your savings, your checking is looking like because the way we catch them so on your budget. I've dealt with these people for so long. Minim. Make catch so you have few thousands and you're more than 3,000 in a Google. We say Google savings and you're more than your friends say 300 pounds in a good your friends say checking and your exact buys around that, Why? Because you don't control your money. So you can't even manage it. I will see a tisikase. So one tiasia sa ne beba. The kwan befa so na wate ase it's nyema ya yi kwa befa so usua. Wo se usua because wo ye chemist. Ye nkyerɛ sika wo kusua chemist ni nkyerɛ your friends wo kusua chemistry ni ade to that level. Ya nkyerɛ sika sɛ mu. Even finance for no kra no ye kyerɛ sɛ ne obesi equipe ni ye nkyerɛ sɛ ne obesi managing no ne saa nyema bebree. Eti deɛ wɔsɛ ohu ne sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ wote aseɛ na sika bi ebe biara so no ɛwɔ sɛ onya bi to akyiri so wɔanya sika anto akyiri especially woyɛ earn income wɔyɛ income a wohia biribi wɔ akyiri ɛn deɛ wohia biribi because biribi sisi a wobɛtumi alusu that job na wɔwɔ no deɛ na ɛkɔ ɛmfa wo sɛ wo make 1 million na sisi a wolusu saa job na ɛna nim sɛ mo make 1 million na so no ɔmo expenses wɔ soro eti that means sɛ wolusu saa 1 million job na acha be 2-3 months na say ho start kyerɛ ɛno na ɛwɔ sɛ savings ne so ba mu you need emergency fund ɛda wɔkyi sɛ woyɛ obi a sika fa nsɛm all the time sometimes and the area different because sika fa nsɛm all the time but with any income koraa there you need something there you see savings no you have to save for a reason people just save if you don't have a reason for that money now it should be invested. You have to have a reason for the saving. Saving is the one, the emergency fund. That emergency fund may use that emergency fund in case to say yeah we use I see the air cost and saying amount for ejuma ya katino economic downturns we show the past 100 years US experienced about 22 recessions. It was that situation at the end of it. That's the one save with skebia affect job at the end of it. If you friend inflation, it is a scout they are any reason biana. That means a lose value. So you have to have a reason for saving. My advice is always been like, if it's you need it within 3 years, don't invest it. Because even if you invest it in, let's say, the stock market, you won't see any friction for the first 3 years. After that, aircon start to say, "Baby." It is a me save car. That's how BNA saving. Me save BBB for a period of short time. That is fine. Apart from emergency fund, I was saved to say within 3 to 6 months. I bet me about in case I lose job. And only here 6 to 3 months of your living expenses. Send your spending. Busumini na ufi no here assessment. Say BBC a obi na kan we be in 6 months na at least cry no. So would you want to say ya wetimi enye biaba. So you need those things in place. I bet me aboa. But ni nan say one sika unhu saa nneɛma ni na. And we say usua de wo saa ne because emma say ufiti ya na hu especially say wako school kese kra na. Ɛhɔ no ya nkyerɛ wo. But one help tin be o de because wako school nti no ufi say wo sɛ me hu. Na wo de wo ho saa. And obi so a wo saa your economy mu a ɛka ayiri na also we have to find a way to manage that debt because SR sika unyama ne ba ho no you see the compounding interest in self nka wo be kwa save and now be invest that coming to you no you will be paying that money to someone else because ɛka yiru twen coin twen wo yɛ hwe nye yi nti sɛne Einstein kind no say compounding interest is the 1/8 wonder of the world no a very good thing, a wonderful thing. But when you mistake you'll be at the opposite end. Who now be tree a man for because say what the car say maybe the misika amount say fakoye bibia and you free. Sometimes some of the clause be a shisha hole na 0% near the minia and you free. In common die and yakese you almost die for change did be for a reason because almost tree free. Until we have to know, say, you have to understand money. If you understand money, I'll better budget, so better savings, so better manage your debt. Yeah. Yeah, number. So,
Oh, now for Pajo Debbie.
Yo.
Well, number 2, need so say who say unye sika na odi bi to ho. Odi bi to hɔ odi to for a reason. Yɛhyɛ ase no ɔfa bɛɛfi ka asɛm bi, you made a very profound statement sɛ sika no obi a wakɔ school enya bi. Nea wankɔ school enya bi, nea ɔda ntam nso etimi nya bi. So like number two is saying investing is not just for the rich. It's not just for the rich. Ɛnyɛ asikafo nko ara na ɛbɔ ɔmo sɛ ɔmo benya sika. But the truth of the matter is, wɔn a yehu ɔmo sɛ ɔmo yɛ sikafoɔ no, it's not happening by magic. They know something, and that thing is working, and they keep up with that behavior. So, and nti adeɛ baako a yɛbɛtwe addresses is sɛ invest nea yɛka ho asɛm no, it should become a habit. So do sika ewura adibu mu na ebi a mfie mmienu mmiɛnsa anaasɛ 10 years time no ɛho bɛba mfasoɔ a sɛ woamfa ahoɔden ankɔpɛ sika koraa na osika de sika bɛyɛ den ɛbɛbrɛ wo. And that is why yeah ɛwɔ ekuruma no say yɛsɛ start small with mutual funds, index funds, real estate, and let the compound interest work for you. For if you can one time that menka ho biom compound interest no na so sika na ho ɛmɔ ho ɛna ɛyɛ den ɛba, but think long term. Ɛhɔ na yɛpɛ sɛ yɛde yɛ adwene kɔ so no, think long term. Of a better videos bebree, but yɛn mu bebree meka ma yɛn a ɛwɔ diaspora no most especially. Stock market ni yɛsɛ a ɛyɛ den recession, ebi a Dow Jones no lose over 2,000 points. Na ne ho pere no, na ne ho pere no, na ne ho pere mo si na wakɔ akɔyɛ den. Ebi a ɔwɔ investment bi a no akɔ akɔtɔn na otie nea nipa ɛyɛ den ɛɛka. But there's one thing a ɔmo yɛ sikafoɔ no, whilst the market is in recession no, they are also making money. But because we don't think long term, yeah, per se, you go rad in now. You share obi to say Warren Buffett. Or shall say no, or shall investing as you make cranny a woman. But yeah, be more. You per se, you be
What's it say? What's the Ukrainian here?
near woman.
The dude is 96 years old. It's a 98 too. He started saving investing at the age of 12, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we may come here or diaspora, me a meka kakra so afa Ghana. Oba ene ya no person yet to say oh no. But do you know how patient he was? Consistency. He started small. Me sure so 50 year na boom. Okoto stock be a $1,000. In kakra. It could be $100. Out there, say mutual funds be index fund be in kakra. It tracks a particular index. Udishemun kakra. I will not even talk about stocks per se because to me, and I am telling you say gambling. But to say mutual funds, index funds here, can one say me? You don't need sophisticated knowledge about investing to know this. You just need to know say, oh, we machine a track record and performing for the past 10, 20 years. It's on the average, say let's not look at investment as something for the rich. Yet investment of nipa bebree adwene almost say, hey, me 50,000 bi wɔ hɔ na mede kɔ akɔhyɛ mu. In a year's time, menya 1 million. No. If you start today, there's no perfect time for investment. The time is today. $100, $50, $20 crowd. It could be $5. Now the tour and kakra. Is the compounding effect. That is the most important thing. Of a wife, me demand to be see what I'm saying. Ma share adiebi in the African community. Definitely Ghana so account. Adeɛ baako a mehu ni sɛ yɛmu bebree wɔ hɔ a yɛka investment na ɔno hu ni sɛ ebi akwasi ɛde 10,000 akɔhyɛ business wei mu 1 year time ana onya 30,000 ne yɛ sɛ wanya more than 100% interest no wanya more than 100% profit gain. Now ɔno nso ekuta 100 cedis anaasɛ 1,000 cedis ɔpɛ sɛ onya sika no a akwasi anya no.
Same. So
It's not. It doesn't work that way. But who could 1,000? And our business now this unya 5,000. You have more profit margin, profit gain than Akwesi. Don't look at how big the value is. Look at it from the percentage, And it's you see compounding effect, in kakra. Look at the zeros that has come to all the, National no zeros now account no and look at the overall percentage from 1,000 when you're then profit margin of 4,000 and about saying 5,000 or no the 10,000 and when you're 30,000. Only say 30,000 eso but say yeah the back the be first principle yeah the back first principle no ma literally you're on the same scale. Only value might seem very big, but remember his expenditure, his expenses are not like yours. Into you in natural fact, you are doing way better than him. So investing is not for the rich. Don't look at how huge the money is. It could be as low as $1. It can be as low or it can be as small as a pound or a penny or a cedi. It's the consistency that matters. And start small. Unim bibi unim dia a full na peso yard and unya 15 and 100 acres. Start with half an acre, 1 acre. No one see hunim dear. Then you move to 3 acres, you move to 5 acres. Once now got 10 acres. Stock market in our peso you don't just start boom. Yes, ABA stock we never going to makwakoto. No. It's not nation idea. Kakra, and then you realize that as time goes on, edu baby, I won't say I pick it. I don't want to use that word, but Ubuntu say I pick it. Even if the market is in recession, a can't cry now because it has now gained some threshold. Baby, I will do no. I pick it. So we should raise that mentality and start small.
Yeah, talking of that, no, we all know what is going on right now in the stock market in Yade. It's Mamenka Bibi Kakran from na Warren Buffett, what the neighbor app right now. He made a profound statement a long time ago, but see, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the inpatient to the patient. I've been saying this quote for the whole of last week and beginning of this week. I keep on saying it. People don't understand it. They see this small we will change because on 4,500 or on 4,200, I drop it to 38. Do not, you don't lose anything until Sawaton. And yet, I can but it looks as if I'm up for African. The course Armenia, HSA, I'm up for freaking out. And they will say so many things. I'm okay, say hey, to say them kind for the past 100 years, you about 18 recessions. That means we are averaging more than one a decade. But all the time, a rally back the same call. You see, it's Mamma for drink with your class make cotonsis here because so no the oye impatient or ye patient no what foul na that na me make example say you see agrada na let me say sika gari also koto sika wa crofo na omudi sika ba no ba no adobo ama na say well of course they be happen oji the oba no better say the radio stations no mo one ne panel more discuss that box that didn't call Tessie. Hey, then I could find me says he can man say, oh, yes, you are. Who must well get you? Or say Bible crassy. Say, Quasia in Yesica. He ends up in Usika Nibutum on Yasenibutum.
Interesting.
So the stock market is here. So when if you are impatient, and if you're not, you see any money you put there, make sure say says you can walk away from about 5 to 7 years. It's a long process. It's very imperative. Say bibi ketewa bi te sɛ deɛ yɛka yɛ no ɛnyɛ onipa no a ɔstarte naa no ɔstarte yɛ naa na starte yɛ saa te sɛ deɛ ne yɛnua ɛka no. You see the $100 you put down every month, the 400 every month is the same. Now pay 4,800 a year. You invest it, then when you build so you want to from kakra. But on average, you for the past 100 years, about 10%, at least we now 10% or average year. Sana to say the can also discuss so rich people no and you fit ya no and stock and invest in for the stock. Say you can for the rich no you can't say invest in can do we say just 50,000 me 50,000 I mean start here. No. Sikana we ye adwuma unya na ba wonsam ni. Ye di wo ye no mu. Especially start so about brafo fra. And also di ye adwuma we invest na mouse are compounding wonderful magic then no ebe sika no increase kɔ saa to a point that sika no koraa no the profit and I say the earnings ɛba ho no they make more than your own income wokɔyɛ adwuma ba. That means what graduate nti hu sɛ now no ɛhɔ no nko ara ɛyɛ passive ma you're not doing much but that money is coming in nti you make sure sɛ this can yɛde pa enum kɛkɛ ni invest broad especially wowɔ te sɛ deɛ ne enua ka wowɔ te sɛ Ghana anaa biribi saa na the stocks no ɛnyɛ for wo a we can invest in other things. You know, yɛn nyinaa yɛnim me nua Kwabena nti sɛ aburokyefo sɛ bebree ne Ghanafoɔ ɛyɛ so many things ɔmo invest ɛyɛ so nneɛma bebree. You can invest in those things. There are people that are eager, they are trustworthy, they are truthful. If you seek, you will find people who are tisa. No. So you start doing something small because maybe bedu won't me any adwuma sisi na wosi ye no obefa he siska na ye nya the policy will take them so ahefa na abefa. See, it's the same thing. Number 3, avoid getting rich quick schemes, and scams. If it sounds too good to be true, they be out now can say it is.
It is.
Look, crew. Number 1, it was not. Make I say before saying number 1, ebe picking. Ama nsɛm ni na asi. Yɛhyia ne bibia ne yɛ nana very lucky na my father-in-law ha also accounting more finance nyade. It's a group of people we no more can now guy back or no your friends say North Carolina no person Ghana near discuss here was yeah oh bet me said 30% to say 40% we are sure yes it's your father-in-law to no say it's not possible and yes or possible by watch out when you say okay no funny argument young guys say me no say man I've been in that industry in Ghana for so long obi o man says can be an risky these guys do 2 months crime man aside and happen. You see, getting rich is not quick. Yes, how many times now to say will be free out of the bloom not happen. We 1 million be any power 1 be and if you don't have goals, if you're not prepared, if you don't know what you are doing, that money will be gone. Yet no US over and over again amount for winning almost $1 billion.
Yep.
Lottery, almost $1 billion. Scanning sound. As some almost they go into bankruptcy because they had no goals, they had no plan for the money. It is a we need plan for the money. If you have no goals, the same way we need yeah, even inheritance because we shame crown and steady chase inheritance within a period of 5 years now. 90% is wiped out. Get rich quick scheme. Oh, no 50,000 who send a meeting within a year and I say meeting a double. Hey, possible. Possible. Because one buffy can say or status status will invest. No, 12 years. When you say steady say if one buffing one started 12 years. And I started every normal person at the age of maybe 24 to be 13 or started so investing. No D 65. And Ujaya can't need to say.
Yes.
When you say the billion started at the age of I think 55. And imagine from 12 years all the way after 40 years to say and Sana we have recognitions. No, what dear. Because when you say or average 22%, the stock market is averaging by 10%. But there's this guy, Steve VB, or a statistician, was averaging about 55%. He didn't cry until because on what statistics we invest at the age of 35 and on would be 65 and die or retire. So who started for a long time. ɛna ɔyɛ no kakra no nti na ɛma no yɛ saa nti no get rich quick ne deɛ mɛnha wo ho bebree ɛyɛ risky ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ ɛbi happen ɔmo a ɔmo US anaasɛ ɔmo a ɔmo ɛda economy a stocks ne ɛyɛ good ne say this is the time a amanfoɔ so get rich because it's on sale the stock market nko ara ne baabi a mehu sɛ it's on sale and we all run at the door yɛn nyinaa dwane nke hu yɛ Macy's anaa Casco ɔmo Macy's yɛn nyinaa running in to buy but the stock market we all run away and if you have that patience or abafin kind na amanfoɔ dwane wo deɛ kɔ ne kɔtɔ because over and over again you say na aba abɛsenko nti getting rich quick no ɛyɛ the same thing sɛ ɔwɔ Ghana ɔwɔ hen ne ade a tobo te nneɛma ase obi na ɛyɛ biribi a ɛmfa wo kiki na ade wɔn akɔ akɔhyɛm steady te ase ansa na wayɛ wo start so a starting kakra ɛmpetro ho kɔ baabi a wo ne obi ani competition ɛyɛ waa na woyɛ w'adeɛ waa na wobɔ bra saa nneɛma wo tobo na ayɛ saa nneɛma nyinaa te sɛ wote sika ase you understand money wonim sɛ memte biribi ase a memfa me ho nkɔhyɛ biribi a bɛyɛ bi ate ase ansa na ade ho akɔ akɔhyɛ so if it's so too good to be true it is amanfoɔ bɛtɔn nneɛma bi ama ne force ne yɛde hyɛ wo kɔn hwɛ yie dwane
Run for your life. And of my when you say Warren Buffett, this crash here and I say we are in recession, top five, no, they are losing, but he's gained about 12.1 billion. Whilst you are in
the,
recession, no.
the dude started investing at the age of 12 he's been investing for the past 70 years or 80
Yes.
years so he knows the ins and outs right which yana has will be to me predicted but at least on a kakra oh sure
Yep. All right. Of a very that's it. And then send di kankan ni nyinaa yɛ den adesua. Yɛpɛ sɛ ne yɛ stress on adesua. No, ɔn sɛ adeɛ baako fa bɛɛ fi me nso mahu talking from point number 4 ne yɛ sɛ wowɔ hɔ na sɛ wofa fo akɔ akɔfrɛ obi aka kyerɛ sɛ ebia ma osika wɔ yi ɛdɛn na mede wura mu a ɛbɛboa me a it means you've not learned. Don't even rush and start any business if you are having that communication. Because once you are there, you'll be able to identify opportunities. Oh, friend, will be a financial coach. Now, oh, friend, is say, Abia na mon say na me too. Abia sika send out oh, send me the remember, but oh, friend, no, say, oh, my idea say, then our person, yeah, then it means you've not really learned. That is why you need to leverage financial literacy resources like books, podcasts, and yeah, online courses. Abusiafo, we want to stress here that sometimes, even if you have to pay, ebia na de njiska, nti ebia yebeka na yakoba, there are some knowledge that do not come for free. And so Chiana onya sa nimdeɛ na atua. Most of us over here, we're able to save and buy designer wear, designer bag. Obian kasemento. But then when it comes to your financial knowledge and financial literacy, it is your responsibility. It is your responsibility. Senior Beya, it will make you stay informed and make money smart decisions. When it comes to money, it's the decisions that you make with the money that will indicate say will be the and so undi. I don't know if I feel like it's a summary of a conversation, say Usikasem, your financial state is a reflection of your financial knowledge.
yes
And it's very true. And unti obia or no Tembia already books about finance, utie programs about finance. He's putting in the effort. Anywhere odi oti or o transi bitu oka, o transi nyakopon and edema. You might be making a very terrible mistake because when we put you people on the same level grounder, me pacho onuba kon animaja because when mmerɛ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ den ɔbɛsua adeɛ ebi na ɛyɛyɛ wɔ ha yi sɛ wonim akenkan a adeɛ a ɛyɛyɛ yɛde twi ne borɔfo na ɛyɛ den ɛfra so that everybody will be able to understand. There are online courses, there are online seminars, there are in-person seminars a You can one. Sometimes even if even if you have to stop going to one prayer meeting, and I say one asoy and I say kofre nyame ya da kona we jatum say ne de me nko me kwa kopesi kasem hunim dia. Bigidi is all bad the okra nani bede nani beje because even the holy books will say lack of knowledge my people what
Perish.
perish. A lot of people are perishing because they didn't have knowledge about finance. They fell to get rich schemes and scams. I'm say why then a lot of
Actually,
people are in credit card debt. You will be dismayed that if they have the right information and the right financial knowledge, if you have the right financial knowledge, you will not go with the societal norms. And for me say, first principles thinking, me share or Mr. Bia because it applies to everything in life.
yeah,
It applies to everything in life. Systems thinking, it applies to everything in life. Who told you, say, oh, utu kwan, and I say, oh, she has oh, yeah, you must, sikane ba, fakotoka, nani pe, say, oh, those are societal norms. But
yes,
if you really want to walk away from that societal norm, your paradigm shift now, you need financial literacy resources. And in the baby, dream, I'm going to say, there be, say, no, say, wotɔ car anaasɛ wotɔ fie na ɛkyerɛ sɛ wowɔ sika deɛ a ɛneɛ obi a watumi ayɛ saa deɛ no bia we don't want to wake up any day
yeah,
and hear say that person is broke.
mm,
So all these things you're able to make informed decisions about some of these moves in life when you are well informed. And how can you be well informed? Ebi na yɛyɛ one who saying, are we super wealthy? No. Are we going to be wealthy? Yes.
of course.
But then and on say we can share some ideas that we've learned and we believe that it's yielding results for us with you. And we should be very intentional about that and break societal norms. Who told you say, oh, Kowaria, chinchina, abia, spend $10,000 on a ring? Obi betimi atɔ a ring Walmart. Obi betimi atɔ a ring oko Kumasi Joe maybe no akwa akoto. It's the intentionality behind it. As time goes on now, mu gyina do baabi a onye obi kora na bɛka kyerɛ sɛ sika no a wanya ne yɛ dibi na next of kings for no wowɔ ɔmbɛdi sika ɔmbɛdi
So,
sika na sɛ no
Solomon kind of what? Or see who knows that no more about the
yeah
combat saying now. Yeah, yeah. Eti,
ɔfɔ bɛfa kyɛ ɔde bɛka ho ana yeah
yeah, but make a crack for that.
okay
This the smart money decision because you see when you look at it that all these decisions are now okay. We make these decisions based on status, right? Status because Charlie, we got to amputate that car. We got to amputate that house. It's like, what will people say? It's a common no. When you made all these decisions based on what people will say. Now is the time. Also, with me stand firm. Now take a decision, but they still can go back and do that thing. All because right, the financial knowledge are no money. They say the mean you kind. They say they no excuse. Unka se me deɛ na me deɛ mente borɔfo na menim adeɛ the likes of Odia Hinkai, the likes of KOD. So many people are doing this in our local language. Even the other languages crack to say Hausa ni adeɛ a yɛnua Mahmood
mash
Marsh ɔhyɛ hɔ ɔmo yɛ it is when you embrace that knowledge now you will find go online start looking for it for your own language. I can guarantee you say obi di ayɛ sɛ woyɛ Ghana so a yɛmu bebree ɔnom a yɛte twi bebree no excuse wokɔ me nua friends akwasi ɔno so ɔyɛ bi wokɔ Facebook a ɛwɔ hɔ ɛti no wonni excuse bia na sɛ wo asa agorɔ te sɛ wei sɛ a yɛreka no ɛnoa ne knowledge no a yɛsua no ɛnoa ne that financial way no a yɛsua no ɛnti if you focus on it it's gonna get you somewhere. You see what you focus on enlarges biribiara de wadwene bɛsu biara no ɛkɔ so na ɛyɛ kɛse nti w'ani abere sɛ wopɛ sɛ wo finances toto yie a na de biara focus ne nyinaa wɔ hɔnom a wohu sɛ ɛnoa no sɛ nneɛma no wosua na wokɔ dɛ mu a wosua so na wonya nneɛma foforɔ firim na wonya nneɛma foforɔ firim na wonya nneɛma foforɔ firim wo ready one na ready two na we ɛtwe wokɔ the next one both of you are starting making that smart decision money decisions it's very imperative because with decisions always about 6 months. The be 6 months, the be a year. Because we make financial decisions also make it long term. Now we make it long term decisions. So I would say there's friction in a short while. No? But after that, no, it will leave you off. And I'll start to say differently. Yeah, share the next one. Knowing the difference between asset and liabilities. Focus on we didn't come in and go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Yeah. You see, the difference between asset and liabilities. Focus on acquiring assets that generate passive income. Mekaisa Emrebi Etwem, Robert Kiyosaki make a comment be about your house. I'm talking of your own house you live in. It's not an asset. I'm for a keleno. Say, hey, and yes, the what we canoe. Nemum de wutriaka, what power wutriaka, no snake asset. At the same time, so you say, but United States that houses are more for more rich because of the equity that comes on. So I didn't make it that statement. And it was a profound statement amount for killing and check. And 2007 issue, and starting after people were starting losing their house left and right. Why I say it's not asset? Are you good? You see, when you buy a house, any other rent, baby. And if you can afford it, what the and no pay out with me anywhere is good. But at the same time, no, say you can't asset pani idea, the what they're renting and keep fan say asset. We need the one anytime you spending money on something, no, the money going out, nothing coming in, no, any asset. A woman say yes. Utia skegum equity no so gradually cost na scan utia no so no by say yeah untia we na anything happen if you rough about before my diako it you know I don't want us to consider the house that we live in as an asset. So yem branch kakranko the things are a bit me a boy start focusing on buying assets. It funny say baby out on the rent na utia. Let's start to yell for another one. Dear na meet me aye. Bit me to nine rental properties na me dia rente. The same way, you see, we spend too much on our cars. You see, me, I have no problem when you have the money. You can buy all the Gucci's, the Louis Vuittons, and all that, fine. But going in there doing those things, no, it doesn't make sense, especially cars. We make 50,000, we have 70,000 car. You're driving more than your year's salary, and I would you. I mean, wow, they're doing home class here. And this is it's something that goes down in value. Put on 50,000, put on 70,000 within 2 years. Now 30,000 is gone. Car put on 50,000 within 3 years. Now the car is about 30,000.
Within 3 years. Auto
free you are
from the dealership na depreciation account.
Hey, you good. Well, if you have your money, no problem. Enjoy it. That is fine. But you see, we share you be broad. The decisions we are making, you can do that level. Near dear who compare will be or no what in a Bentley beam. We be what born a brother 10 years built me a civil and a quack sudden. Oh, we live for people, and when you live for people, you're always now watch because you will see a show off. Rather than Sikano, a bit me use their two BB, a bit me and brave value. It be a run and crown and my BBA. As time goes on, a bit me a brave sikakakra. So focus on those things. Focus on those things. Focus on those assets. Matter one, met me a tree and I say, met me to point be a may relax a bay. Move to the next one. A bit me a house, a bit me a wow. What did you make channel? If you're investing in casa, it be a year, Juman Ebro ska. You are investing in something. If you are investing in stocks, index fund, index, those things in no. Focus on those things. I say, I grow. Oh, yeah, investment. Oh, invest in those things. No, let the be a 50 every month, be every week, be a 50 every month, 300, 200. Because I grow, we say echo. After some time, we can show assets. No, now if you be a dream, say, do not wait. Say, me try and me answer. That's your problem. You try say see in this but second say free baby ama. Yesika yenya na adwuma ye eba na income na eba na o investment bi aye kakra eba we ba kakra eno na eba ho. Wo de wa adwen ho say how many times kan obi achi osika da. Ana wonye sika kra say da fo. Eye sa adwuma wo ye na sika na eba na o. Eno ne sika yenya nti say wo sa atwen bibi foforo a ha adwen. Wan hwe a emma da. Na say eba so na wo nya invest in things a ebetimi abro. Eti no you invest in stuff to a point say nneɛma na wɔn invest wɔ mu no afei ɛno na ɛbɛ ma wo I enjoy those things. Don't buy those things first. If you buy those luxurious stuff no saa nneɛma na first a unwie da. It doesn't matter how much you make. Sika a wɔde bɛfi ne dɔɔso so de bia ne nua kɔhyehyɛ nneɛma because yɛn nyinaa nim sɛ ɛnyɛ nipa bebree na bɛsitimi anya 60,000 sɛ yɛde kɔ akɔtɔ kaa. But we invest to a point bi a wo start no now started so investing in so many things. I bet you baby no 60,000 but just like that. It took quite what you cash now call baby. You focus on assets. There are so many ways. You know more Ghana so hey, I'm out for a fool. Ubitimi abo amafo won sase da ho a omo penkofo kra e discover am here dia amafo so uska omo so wasase ho a ubitimi aboa. I said if you sick so sikia ubehu hwehwɛ saa nneɛma no na saa nneɛma no ɛwɔ hɔ bebree ɛna mfa no sɛ obiara na obebu ebu koraa na sɛ deɛ meka no wo start nkakra na ebu a anyɛ kɛse na ayɛ experience a wode sua na wo move on. Invest. Sika na ɛba yɛ hɔ na after yɛtuatua bill sɛ yɛndi sika no yɛde invest from the beginning no. Don't buy stuff a wode wayɛ adwuma abrɛ no ɛna ɛde tɔ. Fa saa ayi wei na fa to tirim sɛ ɔyɛ saa a mefi sɛ ɛbɛboa wo. Fa ne sɛ sika bi a mekɔ adwuma a meyɛ a ɛba me hɔ no memfa ntɔ nneɛma kɛseɛ biara na mmom invest saa sika na saa sika na ma invest no ɛnu point a na ɔma me sika na mede bɛyɛ saa de no na hwɛ adeɛ na start so invest saa nneɛma no nyinaa na ma ho bɛyɛ 5-10 years na hwɛ adeɛ you say sɛ afei wotɔ nneɛma a ɛyɛ so simple ɛyɛ so easy ɔmbrɛ na watɔ nneɛma bio nti we should invest. Now those investments no so no to now ye ni ebia right now any passive but after a while we have start here passive because nyama bebre on my be start here passive what the nyama to 2 years now start to move on be now passive income amount you're still working on your job 9 to 5 job then you have other passive income coming in. That is what we have to do.
Wow. If you that's it. Hey, and idea, let me say purely financial idea, and then it's cutting everywhere. It's cutting everywhere. Um, Learn how to legally minimize taxes and maximize savings. Ahani car taxes, nipa be adwin would say be a omo akwentu whether you are in Ghana or abroad to keep more of your income. On the tax evasion there is a idea ya mpanimfo anasa abansa so mu a you waso be hye. But there are legal ways to minimize or avoid tax. Yeah, wo Ghana no. Ebu a wo hye ase sɛ woyɛ adwuma no a yɛ GR foɔ no ɛbɛtaataa wo ne say Ghana na hu ni saa no there are tax code and as a tax laws but nipa kakra bi n'anim nipa kura wɔ mu nim sɛ Ghana so wotumi yɛ tax returns Ghana. Some people don't really know about that. Ɔmo nim sɛ ɛsi nkurɔfoɔ bu aburokyɛ ɔmo deɛ ɛsɛ ɔmo file tax file tax na obɛnya sika. But do you really file the taxes to make money? If we are being financially honest with ourselves, you make some money depending on what you are doing. And in of a if previous on year about assets, saying some example of assets could be a business that you are doing, that you are running. Businesses can be one of the best ways I obey to media and minimize the tax. You are not evading, but you can minimize it and maximize your savings in the sense that where expenses will bet to sign money in then every mu and no so makakra then about obutuma obey to media then obey to media IABB. I want to look at the last part where you want to keep more of your income. Once of a better focus, this scanner here by Butumno it's not meant for us to spend. And it's difficult for us to understand, to be honest. Because Sika ne ba oni so tua ne bills ni na ni wi a oni said that following month will come, so they will get another paycheck. But we least expect say adwuma na ye no, you can also be fired or laid off.
Mm-hmm.
Who taught America or most Western countries? Yeah, for America, any example, obinya federal job,
It's
that
forever.
person you who is forever.
Mhm.
Yeah, federal job. Unya federal job, we all saw it to be forever. Like you have the most secure job, like your job security is assured. Whoever thought, say, time is coming that they are going to we sympathize with them. It's not easy. But whoever thought? So imagine of above Obia one keep more, Obia not only emergency fund. What are you going to do? The government does not care about you. When they bring you that eviction notice, the government does not care about you. So imagine say Obia no yes no or proud to getting laid off. No. If you have other businesses, if you have other income sources, you would say you lay off no. Of above you be ya but income
Mm-hmm.
because you have money coming from elsewhere.
Yeah.
And one of the best ways to minimize tax, even Ghana is there. One of the best ways, I think it's over if one day, me not tax expert there, but oh, my old boy is also into it. One day, I say in your time now,
Yeah. Yeah.
only
Yeah.
be mudi a fat knowledge no mu.
Yeah.
Because only be mudi come off of every their knowledge about tax systems is very, very, very hilarious. On only say tax ni SME file me nyeska.
Mm-hmm.
SME de minyeska. But if you are not able to keep most of your money, during the year long now, what is the tax money really going to do to you? Why do you want to wait to the tax season for you to make money? If you want to say it that way. But yes, we encourage so be business. A crew man who say business okay. And yet be who be out. Tell me of a very with the example. You can have a business your grandma knew a certain recipe. Ah, mun kwana munimu ye. It can become a business. O de mo example. Na
Mhm.
enso tompo.
Yeah.
Obu ohwa eba like there's hot pepper soup. More recipe be. It can become a business. Our business way as a restaurant, you only make hot pepper soup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, jollof a man crofo, oh yeah, watch man crofo. You will start small. At some point, you can even register it. It can become an official business and it become a way are you able to minimize what tax. Tax in the a hon mean shut down home more because obu or one more maybe I say and Bemusa, for example, you should be or Ghana or Ikea, maybe they might not directly relate to it. But then when it comes to keeping more of your income, why your
Income.
phone? Unye sikana, do you reinvest into it or you put everything into liabilities? Anaasɛ wosan de hyɛ afuo no ma no yɛ dɛn afuo no ɛnyini ɛyɛ dɛn ɛkɔ n'anim na sika no ayɛ dɛn akɔ soro. So I think this is one thing that we really want to um make notice here. Where the can come, but I believe the last part where it says keeping more of your income no ɛhɔ ne yɛ ade hia because you cannot even do any business, you cannot even do any investment if you don't have an income. So if you are spending everything, you can't make this investment that we are talking about. You can't start the businesses that we are talking about. And as so toa, you may not even have an emergency fund because you are getting everything and then you are spending everything.
True. 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 So, talking about the taxes, now, for example, you see, I always make that a year about the last update or tax or the tax difference code no was the last time 2017 when Upana was there. It's about this. It's about 4,800 pages. Only about um 2 or 3 pages, but and the government is taking from you. I'm talking of US here. So that means there are legal ways. You the rest. If you do this, the government is giving you incentives. A business said the name you can business, who your business near yeah, you have so many incentives. I tell me wow, Emma tax a buffer. You see, the thing about US, they say paying taxes is not a crime, but not filing taxes is a crime. But how can you file taxes without paying taxes?
That's it.
You see, well, any crime. The one file is a crime. The bad they will file taxes are when to your tax. And as Uncle for the new moon diagro, they have the power to come take everything from you. In fire some kokra. There are so many legal ways to minimize your taxes. I illegal. You name go utimi joke say me legally mean tax. True. Legally won't. Why? Because of the system, the way I set up system. The government got to provide housing for his people. Or so am incentives which me provide houses at the rent here. You got those incentives. Government have to make sure OBI is employed. Or no, put measures in place, systems. Emma food be a juma, your mom incentives. So also bois, Emma Sanko to be a juma, whereby say we invest in the stocks near there, those companies more. Also taxes and form. It would your own team could be a juma. We see I'm getting a piece of word jumano. It also a kakra wenyano. Then so bois now so the aquaform. It's in a free capital gains. We investing in stocks, and as we invest in the stock market, we investing in a real estate near there. We tax burden form. Oh, so many things a bit you bring our taxes down. So if you live in a society like us, which is a capitalistic society, that's a one yes adena. Yeah, the as much as you can. At least we don't think could be a ubiquana. Start to invest in something a bit you bring your tax down. Esa de bia onye do run crew no. China capitalism etie. China tie. So more middle sano. Omo do run, especially to say doctors, lawyers, accountants, they will make huge money. No, if you're not investing that, what they call taxes. Tax bracket is about 37%. And if they are making about 400,000, 500,000, not 37, so we can an equal. We on top of a Gianni at the crowd, but no my small taxes also. If you live in a state tax. The same way UK sanity, especially because especially Germany for they have the same system. Look into them now, so bit me invest small. I be more taxes are before. Yeah, the next one say better diversify your income source. I'm so what can one say me, don't really solely on a need to rely on so one paycheck. It's a do idea. A idea, I mean, is very about it because he's very about it, about how you see these days, and yes, simple to live on a one paycheck. And yes, simple things have changed. You see, Mamifa US crying example kakra about some years back. Now we share the household income. It was around if I say baby 40 something thousand. Now we share the percentage now share the family now, the whole household now. They were fine. That has increased about if I say all the way from 1950 all the way to now. We share income has gone up all the way about 440%. But guess what? Now, no, a double income household, no, because those is not a month for money in your share and fee. And so share still no say crowd more. Even though now I have two household income no. It's a show say the inflation. Nyama be break cost on this man. Emma won't me and rely on just one paycheck. And na men yet the me be a quarter say a source of income because it's a job bomb come you. There are ways how bit me baby bit me a passive amount. So many ways. It be a beginning and a bay. But bit me you be static a crackrabona for a passive. It at the end of the month, 500 free hair bar, 300 free hair bar. We free hair, Bobby Cabum, then be an unquire be a 1,000 son of was with my way, and so I become. Most of it saa de kakra na na ye we na afia ye mo. Nti wo say ye income na e be kan nsem no. Na at the same time so what say wo invest out one single stocks to say the kind no. E na kwa se chacha. Hey, last year see by single stocks ya na de e be ma o emu edu Nvidia last year it was high above when ya je. Ama e bo no mu kakra na for years. You know, but obetimi invest in a group of your friends say stocks that come together to say S&P 500 to say the Nasdaq. And no, they have standard. Say Amazon, na Amazon so far now meet that standard now. They kick you out, they bring new one in. It diversify. It's important. See, Bible cracker was meant for any day and to 7 ventures. Can you now honor? As I can be, was it sow your seed what in the morning and the evening? It just said, 9 to 5 now, and that you become. You know, and these days is simple. Yeah, I work Ghana near it's so simple. My you bit me the same thing. Hey, we share the reason why I'll be I'm on it. I'll mutimi afford the man said they work hard. Because they said they can't for them be a team. And I see my mid be a team. And then a mortgage and I say renter. Time is no one pay US about it. Until say we see council at the end, I was so compared to for these days. I'm up for bit me kuchuba, Ghana bit me so many things. And they are added to their way, you know. Obetumi akɔyɛ farms ɛno koraa na ɛyɛ easy yɛkɔ yɛ kura ase a mekae sɛ na mene sugar ɛkasa wɔsɛ ebi wɔ asase no bi wɔ koraa ɛda ho kwa ɔkɔ ka kyerɛ wo sɛ wɔm sɛ wɔbra bɛyɛfa koraa wode fa no yɛ ɔmpɔ bi koraa ma no ayɛ adwuma wɔ so yɛn nyinaa yɛmu bebree obie ne wɔbɛtumi aka sɛ wonni akura bi ase a wofiri adum koraa no a ɛdɛn a wowɔ akura bi ase a mode ayɛ mo kuro sɛ hɔ nam wokɔ hɔ sisi a bɛnya biribi kakra. There are so many things I bet me wow. I'm a just one income. And as will be a winning income crown out to us. A bit me more to me. It may rely on it. So now that's why it be a near dinner. Ye may be may friend into a dear back, so you basket. Ye now could go one basket in the BBC at the Ako. There are opportunities, business opportunities. And look how they make you cool. Business opportunities so much. So much. Last time I met Sister Basky.
Yeah, Basky. Yeah.
Just say, oh, see who and who cry was who crazy. And so, I'm a fool who is how. But I shall be business opportunities be brio. Last Saturday a cray programming. This guy and say, oh no, Canada, and I mean no states, I know can be crab a man for see the wheelbarrow rental or status or just not dream or status so often. Yes.
Yeah.
At Tago kind. And this guy, I'm so or military or US, also picky and or status also so ye BB. There are so many things I bet me. So many things. Ninja say why I dream say. Ninja ejuma ni Ghana no. Yes, ejuma kwa kote office, abota kote office there. And also because nipa na ewie school no bebre ono mo compete a asem kwa. Na mum ejuma say communities ni ade there. Ebinya bebre. A obetimi aserve hwehwe de manfo pe. Let's start to observe one. Nyama bit to
Fantastic. Yeah, for my main kind of business opportunities no. On twice occasions, Lady Biono Owe Associate University, one of the top tier private universities in Ghana. I believe some Mutia school fees in Dallas. Highly competitive over there. Owe school no, of a very few plantain chips at all. Now, me any video no. If you read the comments under the video, we need to learn. Almost just say they are ridiculing the lady.
We need help. We need help.
Say obi a wakɔ Associate University adenti na ɔtɔn plantain chips. But ɔno no ɔyɛ ne complaining o.
Yeah.
But ɔno no ɔte baabi na ɔno koraa no that person probably might be broke. Ne obi di
On this case,
ɔno no betu obi a wa start business ne dɛ ɛfo. One lady DJ Nyami a interview be lady no see you university during her national service not on Kushia. She is averaging about 10,000 cedis a week. So we are talking about 40K a month. National service ye almost 2,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
Only poultry farm. But what did she do? They be a kind see your honesty is your capital. Team BII can say in a drink. Honesty is actually a business opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Onu credit is a
Yeah.
business opportunity. Megidi is a of a lady ne can credit. That is why she's been able to do that kind of egg business. Now, only poultry farm, but no, a bridge between farmers, no, and consumers. Open 2,000 crates of eggs, lady, no,
Obeyama.
ibinya the amount. And she doesn't own a poultry farm. She doesn't. And it is a kind of opportunity. So, we can say, that conversation, I think I've stopped talking about it. But the money panambra no me no but that same Ghana no as a matter of fact the reason why opportunities were Africa and Ghana and say send I say cool air one hand say you know a global in air so
Oh,
now is the opportunity for Africa to
to
have
stand
that
up.
mouthpiece
Mm-hmm.
say
Yeah.
hey yen air market no near pen and mobile but say a hono yen kind one there will be
Yeah.
a lot of loopholes.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a lot of loopholes, and that is why most of these people, Nancy, guys be from Middle East, ne other no, or Ghanaian citizenship. They've seen opportunities there. If there are no opportunities, why do they keep coming? It's a rhetoric for us all.
Yeah. Me say me niece. No ha. Last me say me so offer. Na me say me the neighbor program no offer. Or ha last summer ya. O UST. Oni na danfo baako. Omo start here adwuma. Omo yɛ aduane, fried rice ne ade. O UST. No see enso tokra.
Wow.
People I'm for fair crash on me. Oba this oba na make kyerɛ sɛ ɔntoto bi oba ɔde nneɛma to na ayi so kɛkɛ ne Instagram ne ade na amanfo start to. You see, or call back no or you know sa or start sa or sisi or ton kusua kra or campus o.
Wow.
Obewie this year. You see, amanfo antisika ase. Na me say komra program no make or ya obeso bo so or ferry. What they met chinaba. What they me papa Mr. Obi okra make na yi. Asema okay ya when he said there was this guy Kennedy Japan was saying about this girl ọba law school ha saa ɛm sɛ owie na ɔkɔɔ Ghana kyerɛ sɛ ɔkɔ akɔsra ne papa wɔ Ghana ansa na wabɛstarte adwuma ɛna ɔkɔɔ back awura se NSSG osi NSS fo no ɔmo pay no yɛ 599
Yeah, it's national service.
okay na mepɛ sɛ mu wade korɔ si ɔsɛ ɔkɔ akɔsra ne papa nti ɔkɔ ne hu sɛ amanfo wevu basket yi bebree ne ade ɛna ɔsɛ ade deɛ ɛm sɛ bi wɔ Amazon na ɔm sɛ ɔtɔ bae ɔnim sɛ owie law school after no ɔnyɛ adwuma
Wow.
ɔtɔn basket wɔ Amazon ama ɛyɛ big ama sɛ Ghana for kora ntumi ma no production no ama ɔkɔ Indonesia kɔgye mɔ ɔwie law school ɔnsii court da ɔmfa law no nyɛ hwee da ɔmmɛki ne sika ɛsi amanfoɔ nte aseɛ ɛnyɛ amanfoɔ yɛn nyinaa first ne yɛnte aseɛ mesi first saa nneɛma nyinaa ne yɛnte aseɛ wote deɛ mekyerɛ no ba sɛ wote aseɛ a na wayɛ free wo sɛ wo ho atɔ because wote sika ase a nneɛma bi womfɛre adwuma na womfɛre saa nneɛma no nyinaa bi because wote sika ase na nneɛma no bi wɔ koraa no a woyɛ for a season wɔsi te sɛ deɛ ɔno ayɛ ɛbɛduru baabi no warelax na nkurɔfoɔ na ɛyɛ ma no but beginning deɛ wɔ sɛ woget your hands dirty yeah ɛnkɔ next one
Yep. I know the core of it all. If
Mhm.
you are the only one winning in your family, you are doing yourself a great disservice
Yeah,
because
patient.
all eyes will be on you, whether you like it or not. But open year, you build generational wealth by making long-term decisions. You cannot build generational wealth if you don't have long-term financial decisions. So our decisions they are smart financial decisions, and you can only make those things when you are well informed. Say, oh, dream on any oyere ɛne wo mma nea mobɛdi ne nea mɛhyɛ nea mɛda a 9 to 5 might be okay for you. But if you are thinking about your unborn generation in terms of maybe our nananom or great grandchildren, because of a very baby, down on our trim mammy, I say, yeah, oh, to is so unche tin a
Unchetintin,
unche tintin.
unchetintin,
Now, office bia, but it doesn't mean that way. Yeah,
yeah.
oh, ebe to sikem na ni omo ye no, oh, ye bia, or
Mhm.
matchasana to wama dada.
Yeah.
So you will not take too much time to also get wealthy. And into generational wealth, near my issue, we should intentionally teach young ones. Oh, Ghana, many say nipa beni mi nya adwene or say, you know, but sad dear no, mi son and kami, ye ma mi ya kami ebe boami. On say ma kwa ye call long vacation, whether
Classes.
middle school, elementary
Mm.
school, ni say elementary school di bi o uso adodo, but for the middle school, which is junior high school, ye be call extra classes. Extra classes na mbeko no. Mu bi school and one ye better. If you get
Mm.
an upper hand, that the certificates don't really make money. And could be in real law school no, and cotton basket. Mimi who say one of the best ways to teach young ones financial literacy, which is a project that I'm also working on. Vacation classes, I mean, can't say yeah, but a debu or and as a fibu or a man vacation classes. Ma mi bi owo o man tim o provision store no. Ma kwanin kotina ne nchen. And let them learn how to buy and sell at that young age, you know. At the idea be raw trim because osanu who say yeto obi beto idea onyeska. I'm not saying don't let them get good grades. Yes, they can do that. But once in a while, oba o tande ojuma ene ne nko. If you're a mechanic, don't feel shy about the job that you are doing. And ya at that young age, you know, training so who we a engine, a way a gasket, we say not all say it's not all about school no and a memana there. If you're able to pass down this kind of information to the young ones at a very young age now, of our munia or motinia ye can we now, they are just adding up to it. They are just adding up to it. They are just adding up to it. And most of the time, you know, Oba Africans more, yeah, they say myth be breedy when it
Mhm.
comes to money. Say nyame na money pay onsa wo mu a odi wo mu a onsa bɛyɛ den ɛbɛka nyankopɔn
Ti
de
twɛn
ɔfa ne boa ɔnto ne ntɛm.
twɛn
Now,
twɛn ana
one
wobɛyi
silent here.
wo time
One
ni
thing
aso
a nipa bebree ka ɛyɛ sɛ ɔmo generational curse. But here on this platform, we are not going to talk about generational curse. We are talking about generational wealth and knowledge. Most of the time, near friend generational curse na ama ehia wɔ ebi abusua bi mu no. Ɔfa bɛɛfi ɛnyɛ sunsun biara na ɛyɛ biribiara o. Ɛnyɛ sunsun biara. It's generational ignorance.
Mhm.
It's generational ignorance. There is no way say obi te say yɛn papa despite ne mma ɔmo bɛdi hia. Not because ne papa ɛwɔ sika no, but ne papa nso nimdeɛ a wɔnyɛ free businesses no, he will pass it on to them. Ne ba a wɔayɛ ready sɛ obesua no, they will also make money. But then, while we parent, while we uncle, we auntie, while we program we, if you don't take it personal, if you are not intentional about now one shani, now also one trauma, no, their first point of contact is their guardian. It could be their parents or maybe nana. And the first point of contact, no, or generational ignorance about money, the child may not be too far from becoming poor in life.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
if you and I have that mindset, financial literacy, yeah, the beauty generational wealth, or investing in assets, or investing in farms, or investing in near this kabeba, now crying or yeah, there or share. Sometimes crying, oh, tie program be sika, funny bet now in China, own tea. If you are striking business deals, be opa, funny do it, kono on share saying, Nina na ushia, then they are getting that financial literacy and they will break that chain of poverty. But once, yeah, trust me, most of us we became a product of what our guardians or our parents and then our communities know. The more our communities are well informed about Nehemiah King, we will see a paradigm shift in the community, and then we will see the generational wealth that we are talking about.
Yep, generational wealth. Biribi bi a ɛho hia te sɛ deɛ ɔkaeɛ no, sometimes ɛnyɛ the sika no nko a, the thing that
Yes.
go through that generation no any case be the knowledge said your kind ignorance na yeah but the case instead of that's where what you were saying again comes here better sense in your dream yeah idea money here you know near the bibi say a case you know the sign creating because say oh your family no now you will scan the and you discard you know we see all that and we believe it right
Yeah.
you believe yeah bit because I say ni na ni nyan say bibia no e course say na mo wa that the whole family no I also say bibi na ekoso e genetic e bi na bi e ekoso
Yeah.
so until the first say sika any fie ho no nkyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ curse na mmom ɛyɛ deɛ munim fa sika ho ɛna bi a yɛakɛse nti ɔmo aba no so agye atom nti already no they are defeated before even they almost started life nti ɔni sɛ nipa na ɛde ɛbɛhia no nti ɔyere no koraa yɛ adwuma no koraa yɛ de so ɔde ase nti saa nneɛma no nyinaa no ɛti na financial literacy hia no sɛ go through a ɛbɛkyerɛw sɛ financial literacy ma ho sɛ yɛama obiara sɛ ɔmɛnya sika nkyɛn o obiara bɛtumi anya bi ɔso ne wo deɛ wo knowledge ne ɔso ne wo deɛ wonya deɛ wonim no yeah because you can never on this planet go past your belief on anything believe a wonim na the level at the korɔ no ho a ɛbɛsi nti wo believe sɛ me make 10,000 a year wontumi nkɔnya 20,000 because that's your belief
Yes.
see most of the time say me new be start to see a year juma and I say me try some coaching and visa. Maybe son say how much you make a year. I don't care the money no. I just want to see the beer na dream usika honfa. Ti oka say o be the highest I'm making in life a 50,000. When baby an dream. Oka say the highest one making 500,000. When baby an dream. What is the better? You can never go past your belief in any angle or life. Send you see believe on that level na be true. Nti no generational wealth no ɛyɛ deɛ believe no te sɛ deɛ yɛka no yɛwɔhwɛ yɛ system no a saa nneɛma na believe a na ɛde akɔ akɔsi hɔ nti na obi a ɔyɛ ne ho kakra biara no nneɛma no change na ɛkɔ soro or that believe ne sɛ ɛbɛyɛ owie no yɛhwɛ next one ɛyɛ understanding the impact of inflation and currency fluctuations especially for Ghanaians in the diaspora look to invest back home yes inflation ɛyɛ biribi a ɛkɛlɛn you know, I know say short time, especially the people in abroad near the if I say COVID, I say inflation be did near the but in general, inflation has been with us for a long time. Now, estate, what dear by a BBB affect you more when US change your more standard of money from gold standard to if I say the regular paper money I use. Yes, and it changes money now because they have the ability. They gave the Fed the ability to print unlimited. Yes, it's good. Say commerce buy, and it's not the inflation buy because the more printing money go na near make form. It's not idea ni it's turn 10. If I say 10 years ago, maybe near turn be $100. Now it be 200. And the entire money is affecting now. So say you move be almost everyone. Dollar need na di adwuma nti egu a na affect ye nyina we have to understand that and kase so kusua ho ba so tia se me discard to ho me discussion pass here 10 years time 10,000 and it ntimi nto we fa yan example asase na asase 10,000 10 years time and no cost asase no ho a sika obitua no is no way close to even 10,000 and no chiro se sika no bibia affect no it is in Sada na ɛmɛ yɛmfa sika nto hɔ ɛne mu yɛde bɛtɔ asase no mmom ne yɛde asase no ato hɔ nom na asase no mmom appreciate kɔ soro that means sɛ ne yɛ sika no nyinaa akɔ because afei yɛpɛ sɛ yɛtɔn na yɛhia sika yɛtumi tɔn ne asɛ nya sɛe no na saa nneɛma woyɛ so ɔsɛ ɔhwɛ location ɔsɛ ɔkyɛke saa nneɛma no nyinaa at the same time so no sɛdeɛ meka no yɛn ɛbɛ sikasɛm a yɛnde yɛ ho amanfoɔ ayerɛ dollar ayerɛ dendenden you have to know all those things. We have to understand. Say, yendi ho yentimi ntwa sika se de omo twa sika no. Omo de niam bia close bia we a enyi nti sika no kosoro na aba from de omo so mu tia na yesu tia wo so. Ye mpesi be wo so yeti so yetia wo so. You know, But I don't see a quantity in Tinia because it be my through all this hardship near day or my year near ma. The BB will be a sway be the chess as you why is everything the same thing. Never see my need start to come back, say, or see a crew. There are so many things we can do. I don't know. I was see a cabin a facade way. Near be bit near. I remember say not long ago. Now me a very opposed about going to do something back home or because of experience. I mean, but me try see me analyze near share near man who say my own fault and you will be our fault. To Mr. TB. It is gradually. And yeah, can see by 1 or 2 be a cost. I'm fee say a better to ye. You know, and I remember you through your so you through even a hair. I would say by any other crank for buye. Kwesi koko omubuye da bia omutim beton product bi ma otim say product any product papa e ma osika nyina akọ.
Can't show any.
Yeah, what be show ni. Eti no ebuo ni de obebre a aka braba ho ene e baya no ahwe yi. By investing back home there is important. I was here, especially wo plans for honoma. I was so ye. When plans krana, I was here kwane koboa. Kakra isu ebetimi dia boa no, ebetimi aboa. Na wo kwa nyesa wo koboa. You say a privilege. So we should be contribute to that. You know. It's in yes, we have to understand inflation, fluctuation of currencies, and you go back, see the kwako invest. Idea be boy pa.
Yep, yep. And then inflation also of a very one thing as a can see now man for the margin akusi sika so. Adeɛ baako a ɛdi enya no so enya ho nimdeɛ ɛbɛbɔ lifestyle inflation or currency inflation or economic inflation or but one kasa wɔn so or lifestyle it can be inflated. First, you know, baby a wokɔ adwuma no wofa car na ɛkɔ o daily in and out o de car kɔba o ho tɔ biribi ayɛ okay o salary na ebi ayɛ 2,000 Ghana cedis. Yɛtu mu kɔ 3,000 Ghana cedis na kyenkyena a wopɛ sɛ wotɔ car. Uni business be a chinchina person talker chinchina person move from baby out than any you but Satan and 2 times you were very okay. So what is making you make that move? Busa says some move now me making no. Is it going to add to my income or is it going to deduct from my income? And no say idea back of a baby say a train CC pound or you say iPhone ABI iPhone X or iPhone 11 Pro Max. 16 buyer ni 11 ni kura ni nyɛ hwee but ɔte sɛ 16 na aba na lifestyle inflation ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔyɛ dɛn ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔtɔ sneakers foforɔ bɛbɛ bia ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔyɛ dɛ if you look good it's nice but
not at the expense of
yes get to a level where wotɔ adeɛ no koraa ɛnyɛ dɛn ɛnka me nkɔtɔ phone on credit ebi mu tɔ phone on credit that is working for them. But at the end of the day, now for the clan money you example be oh okotadi because it's okay, buy you pay later. Or them I'm fancy na
your mistake neko na we pizza before I say baby move to next one that Teresa sister say also why can't Africans or Ghanaians print their own money? I just want to know. It's not like you bet me print, but it's worthless. Who print it DNA? Would you ever say the America the ICA is in dollars? Who print it DNA? And yes, you know who print it. Remember, if you are printing more money, are you bringing more money into inflation? It already know. Or more the credit kill it. Near see printing more is going to kill us more. Hey, it's yes, any can the print. Yes, you'll be a print by a worthless. Can I print DNA? Dollar rate a CD rate no. Hey, it's a bit me up. Yes, you can say into print your money. I can say in a value way. Hey, because at the end, dollar need BBR. Yeah, Teresa, that's the answer. Because you will be careful one.
May the link be add to and one I can forget if you but may the link be add to private chat the Global South Perspective. There is this guy by a Tunisian American, Dr. Fadel Kaboub. Or churches I name and power see decolonize and de-dollarize.
Oh, now we'll come the other time.
Yeah, who read more he talks more about global economic structure. No? Say Auntie Teresa Nyahua or Onya to was no reading more on this website. She will really understand some of these things.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
papa, I wouldn't say easy. Share. The economic power no more, no, you cry. Yeah.
Yep. Wow. I had the Yankakra na ene program ni anye surround yourself with financially intelligent people. Faba if you mefa akwenya we yada wase. Uh, me share o anase me share o program. It didn't take me 1 year. It didn't take me 6 months. It took me less than a month
Mm-hmm.
to apply some of your teachings, and then it made an impact in my life. It made an impact in my life. And you know what happened? Me nya me car nya accident. They say, I didn't have to take a loan to buy a car. I wasn't having billions or millions in my account. I bought near me home person.
Yes.
Me fa me home koto a car loan more, and I say any debt BM because it was unnecessary. I needed a car to move from A to B. Let people talk, but at the end of the day, it is you.
Mm-hmm.
That is why you need to surround yourself with financially intelligent people. Say, onamfofo onkwana onim sikasɛm ho nyansa a, you are lying to yourself. There should be people in your circle who know way better than you, or maybe you are all level-headed. And yes, sir, you are making a terrible mistake. Your network influences your financial mindset and habits. It's true. O say, oh, me now for nyinaa nom ɔmo yɛ ɔmo they can't influence me. You are lying. If they keep cursing, one day you will start cursing. If they are all money conscious, if you have 5 billionaires in your circle who are financially conscious, you don't need a prophet to tell you that you become the seed financially independent person. You
Yeah.
need people who are focused. I believe say ona okay you be about Warren Buffett ne Bill Gates or Mushia Bill Gates papa.
Mm-hmm.
Ana obusa omo say omo then omo ye ya aboa omo sikasem. Coincidentally, they were like omo carton menu omo throw bibi or cardboard. So
Yeah,
they
the
all
same.
wrote focus.
Focus. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
focus. Surround yourself. Omo uni omo share. They are talking about business opportunities. So now for 10 be omo ka obey wakohwe anywhere yeah what the wildlife. But if they are constantly talking about those things, you ask yourself, is it value add?
Yeah.
Is it value add? Or now for 4 year or more religious on kwana. You don't like us talking about religion, but Mecca. If they are all about bibi keke krani besia, yen fine empire. We are not saying it, but on checking habit, no say yen fine empire. You need to look at all those. Your religious leader is not your financial expert or a financial advisor. So if your circle is full of those people, you are also not far from being broke. Yɛse kyerɛ me wo yɔnko na menkyerɛ dɛn osuba n'afoforɔ nyinaa yɛ sikafo a megye gyidie sɛ ɔfa baafi automatically wɔn nso bɛyɛ sikani onamfoɔ nyinaa yɛ sɛbi ahiafoɔ ɛwɔ adwene mu automatically you also become poor in your mindset because their actions, their thoughts, their behavior, everything influences you. Over there, they are handy area and yɛbɛgya na wansane akɔ
Every
akyi
day we
kakra.
kind of anyway. Yeah, let's look at this. Oba, you remember our question so no okay
Okay.
questions. They say or say, how can you save or make investment when your salary doesn't take you 3 weeks?
Mm.
Say 4 weeks in a month, no, on the end of 3 weeks. You remember our question so. You see, um, the thing is, the PR man for kasa no, but now ubi kasa so say, yeah, you got to move with those with that mindset of millionaires. But here, who fast agro for hey, it's never true. Say for more hey, follow them,
Yes.
do the things they do, because the good thing is now no, almost sanko for nyamo mo ye nyomo ka form as your friends. Omo num su no anum bi. Make the people you want to emulate, the people of say sa level na apese wodu. The omo ye bia ye bi. Ti omo books, ti omo podcast, ti omo YouTube channels. ɛno nkyɛ sɛ wɔsɛ ebi a wonim nipa no sɛ wonim nansa
Mhm.
So what you say? You say you get say would nansa. Nemum, hey Napoleon hey crowd oye afi oye maybe crowd na afi dey too much. Ono de or the your friend say no or ye bibi to say utimi di konwa si ho. Why ne say one sankofo na te ho mo che na ono mo kasa.
Wow.
Oye man on the crowd oye man bro so. You know, on this uncle for no more kasa. It will hear be or question or say man answer. What is the channel? Or pick your margin. So just be friends and yes, a friend say what befriend them on social media, maybe I'll be home piano. They have books. So many of them these days, so many of them are a bit me emulate. A bit me up wow. The BA Kasa there's a saying say you know, your friends, 5 of them, income, you divide their income. Hey, true. See, some of us, we need to let some friends go. I'm not saying say be rude to them or be no, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is say your core circle, people you talk to all the time, no, you become like them. You become like them. And so stop picking good friends. Financially, I bet me up wow. Kobe etaka was it nipa said that now for said I can see be me here 1 million bit me be so what me go through the phone list na na say we hear mwana so munya bi ma wa also change your circles of friends also change your yeah and like I said no interest say be rude and be bisa but we are talking of say at least people that are more the same mind to say they also hear ni bi a so move forward up say be on move no friend you social media read them. Nneɛma a wɔyɛɛ deɛ wɔyɛ nyinaa sɛ wɔbɛka ne nyinaa obiara bɛka kwan wɔfa so yɛ yie sɛ teki no wobɛhu ne nyinaa nti try as much a wobɛtumi sɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ saa it's very important because that mindset deɛ ɛhia you know ɛna ɛni sɛ wo nko ara na woyɛ the wise person sɛ na woka no ɛwɔ your friends ɛwɔ circle of friends no me deɛ mekora deɛ I believe say you have to be in the middle ɛwɔ sɛ bi wɔ wase bi wɔ sɛ bi wɔ soro and that's how you learn wɔte deɛ mekyɛ no nti no yes is very, very important. Also, be surround yourself. You can't send be you know. So only fools nantia you become fool. And if they curse every 5 seconds, you start cursing. Don't say they won't change you. By the time you realize, no more change you. Yo, now in your so my your friend is saying about my history or starting history be at the beginning, none people will know my. But before then, yeah, answer in your answer my worker.
Yeah.
Aba, yo, the TN say, kakra me who say I've dealt with so many people, they have the same issue. Okay, nipa bebree. I mean, baby, I will say if be a United States, for example, if you take 10 people, if there's emergency, if you ask them, say, physical cash, $1,000, 6 of them, only need $6. The friend say, only need $600. And it's not strange from what you're saying. $400. So 4 of them any $400 cash. I said, borrow and answer from credit card. Right? If you are in this situation, the first thing I would like you to do is say, make sure say you know what is coming and what is going out. Be on a budget. Many a times I'm an for and I'm coaching through this. And yet sikan nenso mo manage sikan ebo mo nsem ni. And I'm friends say you get a raise whilst onye hwe or your friends say adwuma. And within wow budget no. Because one, from now on, write everything that you buy down. Make sure say what this camera my website, my budget on my betting use. Everything ska udi bem. Sikane bem via. In su krana bet $1 krana, so $1 krana, write it down. Make sure you know every single thing for the first month. It's going to tell you where the money is going. Now, be a scanner kwa. Then you start taking care of your 4 walls. Your 4 walls no which will be here and the way nya 4 walls no and who think chim kakra na life kra no which is only live kra one also nya aduane di. 2 also nya baby di utitu. 3 wonya baby di utitu a ɛwɔ sɛ utilities kakra, electricity, water ɛwɔ sɛ flow. And at 4th one ɛwɔ sɛ onya transportation. Menka sɛ kɔtɔ Bentley but sɛ bus kora na ade kɔ adwuma ɛwɔ sɛ nyɛ biribi a megyina hɔ 3 hours 4 hours ansa na manya car mekɔ baabi a mekɔ adwuma ɛwɔ sɛ mebrɛ saa ansa ɛwɔ sɛ saa nneɛma nyinaa yɛ available ma wo. So you go through the list and see these 4 things no. Make sure say what take care of no first. Don't be extreme because now you are checking. Don't be extreme on those things no. The moderate ones no. Check it out now, check it out now. Won't say so many times 8 out of 10 all the time. Check it out now, you will see say kakra wachri. Why? Because sika no managing ye. You're not on budget. We need budget so budgeter. We say when ya. Na say emphasis still sika ni so. And I say at that point, when we say ABR, I'm using a car, the car is too much. Usually, any sort of car more than 50% of your income. And income is 50,000. Now we use 30,000 car, you have to downsize. Your house, if your mortgage, you say rent, if it's more than 25% of your income, that means you have to downsize. It say maybe 10,000 fee. Now say my house between 4,000, I have to downsize. But say all these checks out. Now say still no one who say scan be am a bachelor. The next thing I'll be and say now you have to go through that list again and see. Make sure to say them kind of what tickets are winning where you need for. Then the next thing is say you have to bring me more income. More income. And these days, don't tell me say you won't have something more income, bro. We didn't crash say we're doing the crimes of and so forth. Start doing something. I sorry you if I was start me ye biane. Say both would be na anime ye na ya start it. Say me ye bibi. Na catch a man for dear now you say what person ton idea with me a fantoma or hana or ton say what will be a what go through so what shen korani idea opa for YouTube next start to say me chess and you see shen kora. There are so many things you can do. Ebi as animal if you want my begin na bit down the line obisa start ebi start make you yeah your friend saying me offer say or can say pro bono I will say we here for free for a while. But with immediate effect, there are so many things you can do. So many things, unless I start so many excuses. But when you pass you want to win in this life, I was always and then talk when this out now because send you see can that means say we United States and our Kansas we mean say a care do also. In say by now because say 3 weeks, 1 month, not 3 weeks, that a week na echo. That means you are borrowing to get that money. It continue for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, not the same thing. That means that right now you're in a situation you're risky. So take it serious. Go through this at Mino Kasavi and start it. They say me the budget ebe 200 my because it can be found who said no so na me share wemra.
Yeah, for me, Nana Kamismidi free by say also can also salary. So salary dia on say unim near ebeba at the end of the month, no, because salary unim near ebeba usually is fixed. And who make you expenses of a befia canina or share expenses watcher you will track it. Now fi one ubehunia a here and in ya ope. You ni here na near condo ye pe. You want to take care of the needs first and then the wants, which means you can live without them. At a certain point when you are well financially, you can get those ones. And looking at extra source of income, no. And also, idea about say, when you call her, say, you can, it can be an Indomie business. It can be as the things that you don't even pay attention to. It be a mountain out idea, son, obit man, what be BDS, may make a business. I don't look at, say, it be a big venture. I always look at it from the small scale level no nea ɛyɛ a yɛmfa ani nkobi wɔ ɔtɔn koko ɛnu sɛ bi a wɔnyɛ sika ba of if I'm telling you at the end of the day ɔkɔ fie a sika a wanya ɔde kɔ no you'll be surprised. There was one woman Uncle Fred ɛka n'asɛm bi Roman Hill ɔtɔn bathroom slippers The woman is worth over $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on two kwan ko baby. On two kwan ko baby. And this person, no, they don't talk about salary. They are talking about businesses. And
Inflows.
yeah,
Yeah.
or share salary, no, that's the salary, no expenditure, no, or structure and salary now. Then it means that we need to get more income coming in.
Income
But
coming
the most important thing in our kind of a if you say on shasi intro, on man home one man no on track it intentionally or track it intentionally, then she'll be able to identify the needs and the wants. Now I can't be a free mo. And then I want to health wise extra source of income, and so ebeboa ama things are balanced, and then you start something. Yep.
nti ɔbaa me de ɔbaa hema me de ato wei link nim na nam sa me de ato ha no so no obiara betumi ayi so just a budget betumi aboa wo ma menyɛ eyi kakra bi na afei me ma yɛ nua ne wei mepɛ sɛ me show saa wei no enim sɛ ɛbɛba yi a sɛ wohwɛ a ɛni nti wokɔ soro hanom a right wode wo income bɛhyɛ ha sɛ paycheck na sɛ ɛyɛ more so a wohete add here na bia woyɛ obi a wogye paychecks too a ɛni nti me first one ebia megye 2000 second one bia 2 weeks bia megye pay a paycheck na wode ahyɛ hɔ no na there be a 2000 nti ama 4000 na wakɔ down the list no wo sɛ rent mortgage or na de ahyɛ hɔ bia me mortgage yɛ 1000 mede ahyɛ hɔ nti woyɛ nyinaa bɔ sɛ bɛreduce saa nneɛma no nyinaa wowie a wo food baabi a groceries a woyɛ wowie a at this point deɛ yɛmmɛdi agorɔ nti restaurant ne saa nneɛma ɛbɛyi afiri mu wo situation no yɛyi saa nneɛma nyinaa afiri mu nneɛma 4 things na yɛnnua ka ho asɛm no ɛno ne hia sisi a your 4 walls ɛno wode nneɛma no nyinaa hyehyɛ mu a ɛbɛkyerɛw baabi a wɔ the level a wɔ no apiki from there but sɛ still na wofii sɛ ɛyɛ yi a wobɛtumi afrɛ one of us ɛwie deɛ nama bɛto hɔ yɛbɛtumi aboa wo mede adeɛ a meyɛ ano no ebia me ne nkurɔfoɔ kasa wɔ saa nneɛma no all the time ayɛboa ma mu free saa situation no I'm specializing in that yo ɛti ɛneɛ boaeɛ na yɛn finish it
Finish for history and for more history.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, do be for senior Mandy BA and yeah, African history. And today in African history, in your Obi a friend Sundiata Keita. Growing up in Ghana, yet Edimbia na friend Marijata. And usually we associate Marijata to Fimbi and I say Bonnie Bia. Ebi mu hɔ koraa mpo a yɛsɛ yɛbɔ mpa yɛtutu Marijata sunsum a yɛde ɛfrɛ mu. It is never true. Marijata ɛyɛ obi a he is the founder of the Mali Empire a ne din ankasa yɛ Sundiata Keita. Nti Sundiata Keita ɔno ɔyɛ obi a yɛwoo no koraa no yɛdi ka ne ho nsɛm ɛto hɔ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ nipa kɛseɛ. But sadly yɛwoo no he was not able to walk until he was about 7 years. Odi bɛyɛ 7 no one day ɔmo who so sorry. Ɛnyɛ adeɛ ɛkyɛ in our real world. Nti ɔmaame nso hu saa no koraa na yɛni hu ma ne di dwaneɛ because in our African communities some of these things when they happen koraa na yɛbɛka sɛ quote unquote ebi ɔyɛ nsuo ba ne saa nneɛma no. But at long last ne papa a ɔno yɛ Mandinka ni no there was a man called Sumanguru. Sumanguru eku ne papa. He fought a lot of the smaller kingdoms over there at that time. Sundiata Keita ya a friend Marijata Unyi Kakran, he came back, fought Sumanguru. And Odini Sunkunim. To Odini Sunkunim. Sumanguru was somebody from during the war of Soso, no. And Odini Sunkunim. Odini Sunkunim, no. And then he founded the Mali Empire. The profound thing about this is once we've been educated against ourselves, in the sense that bibi a purely African bi ali ehun say abosomsem anase honfi there be this marriage ataya you be say we are casting it out of people. This is a character or yet resilient na eno ana Disney ehwe so edi Lion King shows na it started as a cartoon and I say a year and crash. They watch it in the cinemas and other places. they've been able to generate revenue from that. But Uncle Beth, even people in Mali have never considered using it as something to generate money. By a movie, yeah.
Almost said the defy.
Almost send the different we count track to say marriage attorney fee. But marriage attorney it was his name, one of his names.
Mm-hmm.
And he started the use of Mansa. Mansa in the Mandinka language is more or less like a king. And he been bit say Mansa Musa. Ne wa fani soon the attacker. And unti ye my nimbre OTB be a fa obi se be na nanum e gun say ya boson sema. There be no munim or there in a different way. So we should cherish our own. We should never look down. You can go to your church, you can go to mosque and everything, but don't look down on our own. Na yimuna no. This story tells us that there is greatness, but say afoforo bi hu enya yɛn ho sika, and it has not ended. Ɔmo gu so ade yɛn ho ɛyɛ den ɛnyɛ sika because we have been misinformed and educated against us, especially in our culture.
Wow. Thank you so much for the BL history at my. Now come see if be a one person be not be open so kasana bibisa. Every time kakra be open so kasano. I mean the link not to just one person be open so can be kakrafa and a topic and an answer will be open so chain. But before then, your friend is saying, my name say na one of Kase and say when we're talking about I believe say talking about how you can connect with this folks say if you want to rich mindset when from him saying I believe say three same say now can you see where I did so that I can connect to them. Tim say I know they are end now can yet I quite remember saying when I started going deep very deep into this I started reading books, started listening to podcasts and watching videos and all that. I made it a point say I have some mentors. I didn't know them me personally, but I mean said yes minimum because and how I did was to say sometimes we'll be kasa wakumem. Uncle no more kasa me say me that feeling I say I can hear them so more kasa I say kasa me no more kasa one of them Bob Prater. Bob Prater, yeah, or one of me and Jim Russell's not make wasem also only a quantitative guy no every so I was constantly listening to these people and another person and me pass Napoleon Hill na me and I started say actually no says I didn't say so more of hankwa but if you want to go back to where me started say me read about Mandela ne other folks Kwame Nkrumah ne ade na me read about no now the ma me more things cry me started say me read about Obenda books ne ade no and no was very level I work from pa and ground no so person subsidy especially be me about African advantage if sa book no reading as well who she cry na say bibi e was so who bibi saa opportunities were home bebree and they're very easy to read those books the books are very very easy. So read those books say Obenda Akuna say we use as your mentor you don't have to know Obenda Akuna books you start reading obey thousands of videos I'll be to me I should be brainy constantly was an name change all of a sudden now so and I say if you want to change that nneɛma bi saa na consistently we are for a while we say afei abɛyɛ wusu wosɔre anɔpa wo sɛ wasta titi first no hey I'm say makasa as bi wada one now tea news chairman no na me read word by word so from a newspaper so apart from it me sorry na CNN si so na ma flip me dware ba bɛsi na kɔ adwuma nya na me yes ade no me twa na me tea news ɛsɛ wiase bɛsɛe wobɛka sɛ wiase ato fam you say yeah no say me share one day no ma glance through the course no ano you say me free that time they be asked the because e dey na ekoso yi in a break and in a way just so many things let me feel say me entia baby cry beto me
Okay, fine.
Kwabra video no debi obo have sa kwabra was that at 5,000 number also or triama in the top of with me break stock market you know about chiska by kwabra bete o catch me biabo kwabra kwabra hope say oh yeah you know just focus on those things, forget about the news and sane man be brain no or say I don't like reading, how do I develop that?
Audiobooks.
Audiobooks, yes. Me crying the way I do stuff, it's hard for me to have a hard copy start reading it. So audiobooks, me audiobooks more. Now, if you want to dive more into it, I was listening to about 4 books a month, at least 4 books a month. It will be nothing me be crying TB. And by the me tea over and over again, but I could deny very constant. Me tea over again, was a Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. And yeah, I said the first thing I was in answer. Napoleon Hill, so yeah, one of the year So yeah, just pick your radio story and be episode your life, life could start listening to them all the time. It's in reading because it's in audio or in audio so like I said, no excuse. No excuse, Yeah. Yo, and it might be kakra na yempo.
Yeah, chief for the munyina say we are joining life bia and I can say financial knowledge dear obetimi edi bibia di agro sebi but eba sikasem hunim dear untimi mfa di agro ana nneɛma no ehu ni sɛ ɛyɛ wankasa responsibility and show bia so you can't even blame your dad, you can't blame your mom, you can't blame your family, you only have yourself to blame. But the only way not to blame yourself is to actually put in the effort. Put in the effort and seek knowledge. Put in the effort and seek knowledge. Not make you right and smart financial what decisions. Even if you have to say no to certain friends, you are not being rude to them. But basically, it is you.
Mm-hmm.
It is you and nobody else. And unti maoyim me huni se maoyim shishu ewo saadie no ho na tu ho anam. What they're starting in kakra a month, 3 months, 6 months, you will see a change in your life.
Hey, Kwame, I say what book did I say Kwame read? Me dim die, but bet we find out about. Wait, we find out about.
Oh, of a very of a Africa one day history Africa, yeah, your
Hey,
level
system
of
is
learning,
different. Yeah,
aura, and your
alright, yeah,
literal.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next week,
And
my way, yeah, I want a copy. Akora, your friend said next week, your friend next week Monday, you know, become one some kakra. The way
yep,
I used to your system is here.
the way system
That time, no, and I yeah, adapted that style. See, so no, most people are true books now, that's all. Radio have you? Yeah, it is said yeah, you easy no. BBB, nobody is coming to get you out of all these situations. It's you. It's you. Ma w'ani mmere na wetaso. Sɛ wopɛ sɛ wodi yie paa deɛ wama w'ani ammerɛ a wenta so deɛ a wode bɛdidi agorɔ saa na 60 70 na afei na kyale na afei wokɔ nti ma w'ani mmerɛ paa yo meka biribi kakra mfa paradigm shift ɛyɛ program bi a ɛyɛ no every Wednesday ɛno no we talk to these young folks wo sɛ yɛ nyinaa yɛnim a school a yɛkɔɛ ne nneɛma bebree a nneɛma yɛkyerɛkyerɛ no nyinaa no yɛtumi sɛ yɛsu a ɛnyɛ adwuma that means sɛ ɛnyɛ adwuma na sɛ na ɛnyɛ papa omunya different information, especially almost start so muti odi ahenka, almost start so muti your friends or being da kon, almost start so muti these African a year. Almost life it changes so many things, it changes in so many ways. No, we talk to them. It could be so when you sign information, you be bound who they one yet. When you listen to these people, a team also start so to animal because the things are doing very very simple. Ani wo Ghana ni adi ni musa ani man na say wo Ghana say adwuma kra wo mu na mo the likes of Isamoni chese wo hwa Isa wie school or say class 3 no J school so Isa now will sign big contracts all because of information awunyae eti wo person nya year friends in life sure just subscribe to the Patrick Befi YouTube channel. Now we need that show. Mean you also ya utai show pa. Kwesi fatu jana. Enfana ebiti show. Oh, mute.
Yeah, edin here Kwesi Kankam, oko Facebook or alphabet free or futu no direction. Yeah, YouTube and so baso. And also baso edin about Facebook edin ba kun say Kwesi Kankam talks. But I don't put a lot of information there for now because they new. But oko old one yeah Kwesi Kankam edin display videos ni bebre. But watch out for the YouTube. Also enche everybody the more information is primarily African history and then financial knowledge.
Good. You a fine young man. Or try so we making impact in our community. Korani ade or there's so many packages I buy you know, Tim phone am one Korani ade one time out. Your friend stay put. There are so many programs or they to in place a bit in boy and Korani ade. Bebre eba or ya de it you know. Name one no ntimi nyɛ saa because yɛn kwara no mu hia so be hu yɛ history wo hia so be nya nneɛma bi nneɛma yɛ nya no yɛ kora ekɔ school wɔ Ghana ne Africa kora yɛ nya saa history no this young man at the ama emma etimi nya bi tien time eba yeah make sure so visiting our Facebook Kwesi Kankam they said your kind of dinner display now. All right, make sure so you spend wisely, save intentionally, and be generous. Same time 7 to 9 p.m. Next week Yawaha every Monday Esikasem. Patrick Befi, Kwesi Kankam. See you. Bye bye.